Hello everybody, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for September 17th to the 24th, 2021. I'm going to invite you to just take a nice deep breath and close your eyes. Just pull yourself into the present moment here with me. Wherever you are in time and space, just bring yourself back into your now, knowing that we're connected. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and my intention is to be a clear channel for the information that we most need to receive this week, and to provide that in a manner that will be easily and effortlessly heard, understood, and integrated for our highest and greatest good, personally, collectively, and globally, especially with regards to this beautiful planet. I'd like to invite my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening now and in the future to be present, as well as an overlighting angel of communication to facilitate this exchange and ensure that it happens in the highest and best way possible for the highest and greatest good of all concerned, and that we cover all that is in our collective heart and mind at this time that most needs to be addressed with love, clarity, and kindness. I'd also like to invite the four archangels to come and hold the four directions around us across time and space, creating a beautiful container of light, of love, of wisdom, of healing, of transformation, of peace, of all that is in our collective heart and mind. May it be seen, heard, addressed. May we be transformed and come out broader, wiser, and more light-filled. Anything that doesn't match these intentions and frequencies is welcome to go now. Let's get to it, shall we? Okay. Where I am, we are having a beautiful day. The flowers are from the garden. They just seem like embodied sunshine. Soaking it up as much as possible before the autumn comes. Okay, so what do we need to know today for our highest and greatest good? Past, present, future, and foundation. Okay. The first card in the recent past is the card of Nightmare. It's certainly how it felt to me last week. Okay, so we have the card of Nightmare, the Nine of Swords, swords being ideas in action. But what's interesting about the Nightmare card is when you're in a nightmare, you think that's true. You think that's what is real. You're fully convinced of it. Your heart races. Sometimes we even shout out. Sometimes we cry. Sometimes all kinds of things happen in a nightmare. We breathe heavy. We thrash about in bed. Sometimes we fall out of bed. But what's important to remember is that we always wake up from the nightmare. There's always an opportunity for us to have a broader, wiser perspective. That brings us peace and comfort. And as I said, the waking up process, coming back to ourselves, coming back to our greater awareness in the moment. So the Nine of Swords is sitting in the recent past, this card of nightmare, this card of being caught up in the dream, and the dream being a nightmare. Not a pleasant dream, one that is uncomfortable, one that is provoking us, one that is pushing our buttons, one that is making us unhappy. We really need to realize that even this is serving us. This sense of provocation, this sense of discomfort is pushing us to become more aware of who we are and what our limitations are, what our stories are, what's running us. So this intensity is making us aware of our limitations so we can face them and transform them into points of power for ourselves. Recent past, as I said, we're moving forward, but it's still present in our consciousness. The present card signals information coming in, going out, reaching out to others, reaching out to the universe, reaching out to our guides, our guardians, information and guides. All of that information coming in and, coming into bloom as it nears us, and this idea of exchanging information, exchanging ideas. Now this is a wand, and wands are about creativity, inspiration, and passion. It's very much about allowing ourselves to get into that softer, more generative place, receiving the information and allowing it to move us in new ways and inform us and transform us, if you will. So the energy in our present is about standing in love, because she's standing on a heart. Not a heart, rose. And being willing to have this exchange of ideas, being willing to have this exchange of consciousness, of possibilities, and letting that ignite our creativity and our spark, our passion. Sitting in our present. In the near future, we have the card of competition. 5 of Wands. So there's this standing ground, continuing to stand our ground, continuing to hold space for what we know in our hearts to be true. And it's challenging. And the challenge is becoming, as I've said before, the dial is going up on the pressure. And that pressure is forcing us to face our weaknesses, to force our stories, to force the limited beliefs that we have about ourselves if we're willing to go there. And it's important that we go there, because the humanity won't be transformed unless we do our individual work. And that's what's ours to do in the midst of all of this, is to face ourselves and love ourselves through it anyway, to be kind with ourselves. And so this near future card, it's still Wands. It's a suit of fire. It's that generative, creative energy. But it's holding space around what you believe to be true for you. Holding space around your generative, creative energy. And it may not be the same as somebody else's, and that's okay. We're not here to do the same things. We're not here to have the same experiences. But it does feel sparky. Okay, and the foundation card for this week is the card of frustration. Yes, I'm identifying with this one. So, Pentacles, which is usually monetary or material considerations. There's just sort of this frustration that things are not different, that things aren't, that things, despite the effort, we have a farmer standing here, he's looking at his crop, and he's frustrated because he's put a lot of time and energy and will into this, and it's not coming. It's not growing the way he wanted it to. So the foundation card of this week is this energy of feeling like we've put energy in it, we've put time into things, and it's not the outcome we were wanting. This is not the outcome we were wanting to generate. So awareness around this. And I guess, because we're all here having this experience together, it's kind of frustrating when there's sort of this awareness of it not being the way we want it to be. And this feeling almost like other people are getting in the way of our capacity to have it the way we were hoping it would go. And it's a journey for all of us. I would encourage you, if you're feeling this way, to come back to yourself, to come back to your own experience, come back to your own wisdom, come back to you, and even this experience of frustration, and look at it for yourself. And what is it telling you about you? What would you prefer? Because ultimately the contrast is there to serve us. It's there to help us to understand what we want. And then it's up to us to be disciplined enough and responsible enough to move in the direction of what it is that we prefer, and to take action on that, whatever is most appropriate for us. We know that in our hearts. That's what's appropriate. So, the adventure continues. This feeling of nightmare, this intensity, this feeling that the dial has gone up, but also this idea of waking from the dream. It's easy to get caught up in drama, whatever that is in your experience. It's very easy to get caught up in drama, and we live in a culture that loves drama and loves it. It likes to pump it. It likes to feed it. It likes to nourish it so that there's more. It's addictive. It's a hook. It's important to realize that. And if you have an addiction to drama, well, that's okay. But just becoming aware of it might help you to control your reaction to it. Because ultimately, if you're not in the driver's seat, then the drama is. And that's important to distinguish. Is that what's happening in your field? And if it is, well, awareness is the first step to healing, right? And transformation. So being patient and realizing that we do have a choice. We don't have to go down that road. We don't have to live in that state. We can live in a peaceful, grounded place. And it's very important for us to, because that's where we're most resourceful. When we're reacting to drama, we're reacting. We're not responding. And that can be much less than what we're holding for ourselves. And it certainly doesn't add to harmony and peace and well-being and love on the planet. And signals, the present, this energy of, boy, information is coming in and going out. We're discovering things. Things are coming to our awareness. And as a result of that, it's influencing us. It's influencing our generative capacity. So, be curious. See what's coming your way. See what it's bringing to you. And just notice, again, are you getting triggered? Are you getting pulled into some drama? Are you getting pulled off your center? And play with it. See if you can bring yourself intentionally back into your center. And as we've talked about again and again in these recordings, one of the best ways to do that, put your hand over your heart. Deep breath in. Land in your body. Come back to your body. Your body is your anchor. It's what's connected to this earth plane. It's what we're here to experience the earth plane through. And when we get pulled into drama, we're often pulled out there, out of our field almost entirely. So coming back to our bodies is really, really important and will help us to process and work through whatever feelings we're having with this frustration, this disappointment, this grief, this horror, this feeling of just really we have to keep doing this. We have to keep moving in this way. And what else is going to be added to the pile is kind of the feeling collectively that's going on. And hopefully with this exchange of information and this greater understanding, our capacity to respond will be lit in a positive and helpful and resourceful and resilient way. Wherever you are on the planet, whatever your perspective, that you will be ignited to be a spark for the good, a spark for truth, a spark for enlightenment, a spark for collective transformation and healing. And then this near future, there's this call to stay in your heart, to stay in yourself, to stay in your truth, and to stand in that place, calmly, in a centered manner, and not let other people's drama pull you off your center. It's going to be very important that we discipline ourselves to come back to our center, to be in our center and respond to life from that peaceful, grounded, centered place. It's the only place to be. It's where we are most resilient. It's where we are most connected to the broader, wiser part of us. That's why it's so important. And developing that, as we've talked about for the past 18 months, it comes through meditation. It comes through a movement practice like meditation or Tai Chi or Qigong. Going out and walking in nature, coming back into your body and being in your body and circulating your energy are really, really good ways to get familiar with having all of you right here, right now. So I continue to encourage that. And then this is the set point. This is why we're having the reading, is this collective feeling of frustration. I want you to be aware that you're not the only one who's feeling this. This is the resistance that we're going through right now. And this resistance is squeezing us, propelling us to something more. And it may feel like we're being crushed. I can only imagine that's, again, what the baby feels like in the birth canal as it's coming through. But ultimately, this squeeze is making us stronger. It's making us more resilient. It's squeezing the old and the no longer usable out of us and transforming us into beings of light and love and well-being and peace. And our work is just to line up as much as possible with that, to be with our emotions as we're having them, understanding that that is a process of release. We're not attaching to them. We're just observing them, watching them come through us and releasing out into the world, out into the earth to be compost again for new growth, because why not repurpose it, huh? So I think this is pretty clear. Just be aware. Just be aware of how you're responding to this. This is your key. This is your opportunity, your threshold to understand yourself better, to heal what needs to be healed, to address what needs to be addressed, to give it love and attention and time so you can move on and be, again, more resilient and responsive to all that life is bringing towards you and us collectively. Because really, any illusion that we're separate is just that, an illusion. We are going through this, and we're going through it together. And it's not easy. We're being, forced, is that the right word? We're being compelled to grow and become more. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside and let's pull a card to grow on for this week. Something that will summarize what we've looked at here, something that will bring us to a new understanding of ourselves, something that will help us to rise above and remember who we are, the broader, wiser part of us, and that we are here to live that more and more fully every day and be of greater service. So, Creator, what is it that we need to know that will carry us forward most powerfully and helpfully in the coming week? What can we hold on to as we navigate these frustrating and trying and disappointing and dramatic times? Let's see what we have here. I hope it's a good one. They're always good, aren't they? Challenging, but they're good. Okay, well, this is not so bad. we have the Six of Wands and the card of victory. So it's this energy of triumph, this energy of perseverance, this energy of just keep going and holding the vision that you would love for yourself and for all of us, if you have the capacity and the bandwidth for that. But seeing us triumphant, seeing us victorious, seeing us overcoming our challenges, our limitations, our smallness, and embracing the beauty and the breadth and wisdom of who we truly are. All of that is in this card. So this week, as you navigate this week, as you go about your day in, day out, just realize that you are so much more than the small beingness that is embodied in this clump of cells. There's so much more to you. There's so much more to me. There's so much more to everybody. We have to pull that in. We have to set our intention to draw that forth from everyone that we meet. To draw in, to intentionally see, affirm, and evoke the highest and best from everyone that we meet, including ourselves and those closest to us. And if we move through life with that intention as our core, we will be navigating the world in a completely different way, in a way that is affirming and triumphant, harmonious and beautiful. And it's not to say we're not going to butt heads, because that's going to happen, because we're not all here to have the same experience. But coming back to seeing and recognizing and evoking the highest and best from each other will mean that we will be responding to each other and to life, and from that broader, wiser part. And the solutions that'll come forth, that we will draw forth from each other, will be beautiful, powerful ones. That will take us into a beautiful world. So carry this beautiful card of victory with you this week. The Six of Wands. Letting that lovely, generative fire energy light that in your belly, that fire in your belly, that beauty. It's not fire in the belly as in anger, but that fire is in resilience and is in perseverance and is in integrity and alignment and congruence and love. And again, that love for each other, that love for ourselves, that we are worth this. We are worth this transformation that we are going through. And there's so much happening. And we're going to get through this. And it's going to be lovely. So that is our beautiful card to grow on this week, the card of victory. So I just invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let it go and just be in your body in this moment. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. I want to thank you for this opportunity to read for us. This opportunity to bring through the information that we're most needing right now. I'm grateful to be of service to you and to life through this medium. I ask that you be with each and every person listening to this now and in the future. Help them to be in themselves in a good way, to understand their connection to you, and to live more fully from that connected place, from the beauty of the broader, wiser part of them. Always moving through life with the intention to see, evoke, and affirm the highest and best in everyone that we meet, including ourselves. so that we are always drawing forth from each other the best that there is to be. I want to thank all those who helped to hold this space today. All the beautiful angels, guardians, and guides who are here walking with us on this planet at this time. I want to thank each and every one of you for being on this recording, for listening, for being open, for being willing to do your work. We need you, each and every one of you, in your unique beauty. So thank you for shining brightly. Yeah, hard times, my friends, but it's okay. We are getting through this. It's pushing us. We can take it further. It's all good. Much love and light. Have a beautiful week. And I guess I'll be seeing you earlier next week because we have the equinox reading. The fall equinox I'll be doing a reading for that. So keep you posted for that one. All right. Take care, everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.